After a big day on Sunday at Shartin for FWD's Champions Day, we're here on Racing's Win to look at Happy Valley's programme on Wednesday under a slightly different format as well. As always, all 9 races available on the website, but on today's show, we should be focusing on a couple of the Class 3s. Got a special guest coming up very shortly, but I'm always joined by 2 very special guests, and that is form analyst Paul Lally and race caller Mark McNamara as well. And Mark, what a day it was on Sunday.
Amazing, Andrew. Hello to you and everybody. 3 Group 1s. The day belonged to Vincent Ho, the Japanese so dominant in the QE2. And of course, Golden 60 winning again with more than this, giving him one absolutely massive scare halfway down the straight. And the other thing, Andrew, that was good to see, there were people there to see the hometown champion. And
that made a real difference as far as the atmosphere was concerned, to see Golden 60 win, then Paul, and see Vincent Ho go and complete a big double on Love's Only You.
Yeah, what a fantastic afternoon for Vincent Ho, giving that double there. One on the Hong Kong horse and, of course, on the Japanese horse as well. And as Mark said, the Japanese so dominant in the QE2 Cup.
They have been in recent years. That's their 6th win in total this century alone. All right, Happy Valley, though, is why we're here to preview the 9-race programme on the C+3 course, meeting number 67 of the 88 for the campaign. Jerry Chow and Victor Wong, the 2 apprentices, on the sidelines through suspension. This is how it plays out. Start off with a Class 5 over the 1650. 2200-metre Class 4 is race number 3. Second of the Class 5s comes up as race number 4. Then we really start a warm-up. We go 4-3, 4-3, and a pair of 3s to finish off the Breezy and the Babington handicap as well. We start the show, though, with our special guest who had a brilliant day at FWD Champions Day on Sunday, winning the Chairman's Sprint Prize, and that is jockey Alexi Bedell on board Wellington, of course. Alexi, that was just fantastic. What a performance from Wellington.
Yes, thank you very well. The horse was great, and yeah, it was a great effort, and yeah, perfect race.
We want to talk about your rides on Wednesday night at Happy Valley, but just to dwell on Wellington for a moment or so. You rode him in his debut performance, well, it's just over a year ago now. So to get from that winning first up to a Group 1 in just over a year, an incredible journey you've been on. Did you always know that he was quite a special horse?
Yes, I did. Everything he's done so far indicate me that he could be a superstar in Hong Kong one day. And since the beginning and the first time when I rode him in the Class 4, he always gave me a fantastic feeling, and he's got a great turn of foot. And yeah, he always been a very good horse to me.
Well, congratulations anyway, you made in Group 1 here in Hong Kong. First one for Wellington. You're closing on your 50 for the season as well. So I want to have a talk and a look at some of your rides for Happy Valley on Wednesday night. You've got 8 in total. Speed to Exceed around really well last time out for Richard Gibson again. But what about this Amazement you're riding for John Size? I know you sat on him in a trial back in November, but what do you know about him?
I watched the trial of Amazement, and I think it was pretty okay. I think nothing wrong with the horse. He seems to be ready to go to the races. And, well, the trainer is in very good form, and even from a wide gate, I think the horse is ready to run a good race.
Verda Star's interesting, Alex. He's had a good season. Last time up in Trip, didn't seem to really get home, and you said after the race you might ride him a little bit more conservatively and drop him back in Trip, but over the 1650 from a good gate, do you still position up somewhere near the front?
I think last time from a wide gate, I used a little bit too much, and maybe the 1800 is way too far for him. Maybe 1650 might be his best distance, and I will probably don't have to lead. Just he's got a good gate this time, so maybe just let him cruise and find a comfortable place behind the leaders, you know.
You've got Chader Pins, who's up in Trip to 1650, might suit him. And Good Buddy, he was let better last time out. You ride him for David Hall?
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, I picked up the horse after the entries, so I don't know him. I know he could have finished very well last time, so hopefully he's going to improve a little bit and do something good. And Chader Pins, he seems to be all right. The trial I found the trial quite strong on him, and his latest run was good. I'm confident about the distance because I think he's a miler.
And you round out with Exceptional Nice, Emily placed on him pass. And Elon, there was money for him on Dave. You picked up that ride as well, so he's definitely interesting. But of your 8, is there a one in particular? They all seem to have some sort of chance. One in particular you think might be the best?
Yeah, maybe. I like Exceptional Nice because I think he's been very competitive in Class 3 so far. He ran a very good second place. His last run was good as well, so I think I think he will run okay. I'm sure he tries very hard. He will be all right.
Excellent. All right, well, we'll look out for him for sure. Alexi, well done again on Sunday. That was brilliant, and best of luck on Wednesday night at the Valley.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, we'll look out for Alexi's rides throughout the course of the evening. The first race we're going to have a look at is race number 6, which Alexi doesn't even have a ride in actual fact. This is a Class 3, though, over the 1,200 metres. The field headed by Sparkling Dragons, a 3-time course and distance winner and runner-up 2 starts back. Only beat 1 home last time. Their Beauty Rush Speed from Barrier 7. Snapfit, 3-time winner over the 1,000 metres, just second up for the season. California Concord ran up to Wine and Wine last time out. Lincoln Bright makes his Hong Kong debut. Triple 4 to win a Method last time at King's Capital from the 1650 back to the 1,200 metres, sorry, the 1,600 Charten, and down to Jazz Steed, the second of the Casper Fans runners, who's won both here over the 1,000 and 1,200 metres as well. Now, we can have a look at the speed map and a couple of the key races as far as this race is concerned. As far as speed is concerned, Mark, it's saying good to slow through the early stages, so here are the key runners we need to look out for.
Got Beauty Rush leading here, Andrew, and Paul, he's been racing over 1,400 metres, Beauty Rush. California Concord's been racing exclusively over 1,200 metres. Can you see perhaps Joe and California Concord punching up with that bit of extra early speed to keep Beauty Rush out here?
Yeah, I can. I don't think it'll be a speed battle, though, with the 2 senior riders on, but it is a possibility he can come through. I think whatever happens here, Triple should get a really nice run from Barrier 4 just in behind.
What about Snapfit? He's showing speed previously. He's only second up. Do you think they'll err on the side of caution with him being lightly raced and just take him back and try and run home strongly because he's a smart animal? Yeah,
definitely. And from Barrier 9, I just here over 1,200 metres, I'd prefer to see him over 1,000. But from Barrier 9, I think he'll go back.
And Jazz D just had to do too much work last time, Andrew, from that draw, and he's out there wide again.
Yeah, it doesn't look good as far as that's concerned, does it? All right, but there's possibly a bit of movement there with California Concord maybe making Beauty Rush work for it. Let's have a look at a couple of these horses in action then, and we'll start off with Mark California Concord here and Mahboob a little bit further back.
Yeah, drawn barrier number 1 carries the same weight. Wine and Wine, somewhat of an upset winner here, and he certainly had his chance to win the race. Out of the 2 from this replay, Paul, he looked the better. There was nothing in the report around Mahboob. He was just very disappointing.
Yeah, he hasn't really performed as well at the later part of the season than he did earlier on. So, yeah, I agree with you there. I think California Concord definitely has got his chances in this race.
All right, Triple would have chances as well as one here and at Charten as well. He's trained by Frankie Law, and we caught up with him at track work.
Frankie, Triple, were you happy with the way he was finishing off down the straight last time?
Yes, he finished good because, you know, that is strong race, and then he still won good.
Back to Happy Valley, up to 1,200 metres. Is this a better race for him?
Yes, it's better in Happy Valley, and then need a good draw.
So, do you go in confident about his chances then for Wednesday night?
Yes, he got the draw 4, I think, more easier for him, and he need to get a cover, should be better.
So where would you like him in the run? We saw him running on over 1,000 metres, but 1,200, where could you see him settling for Matthew?
You know, 1,000 should be a bit easier because they all going fast. 1,200, we need to get some cover for him because he's a little bit keen if low cover. So I think this time we got a draw 4, and then I think a bit easier for the jockeys to get some cover.
He's had a recent trial at Chung Fa. What did you think of that, Frankie?
In Chung Fa, I asked my AT try to get some cover, but no cover still. But it's still trial good.
He's come back to Charten, looking at the horse, all of those things. You're happy with how he is heading into the race?
Yes, this season he's still feeling really good form in the morning, and then I hope he got a good joy and he will run a good race.
There's Ed chatting with Frankie Law at track. Ed will be back in part 2 of the show to profile one of our runners in the final event on the card. But let's have a look at Triple in action here, Paul. This is finishing in 4th in that winner methods race. I think the form looks very good, and Brilliant Fortune also runs on the card on Wednesday.
Yeah, he's in the last Brilliant Fortune. He's going to be one of the main chances, but I thought it was a good run from him because he is a better horse over the 1,200 metres. He's had 9 starts this season. He's won 1. He's had a couple of unlucky seconds and a couple of thirds as well. So he's a horse who's been very consistent from barrier 4 at Happy Valley. I think he's going to get the perfect run in the race.
It was a very strong field, that one too. Winner Methods undefeated, Brilliant Fortune looks smart, and he's a win 3 starts ago, triple. When having cover, he just breezed up that night.
Yeah, and Brilliant Fortune, for the record, the horse to finish second in that race as well. Jazz Steeds, Mark, the draw hasn't been kind to him.
It hasn't. Was a bit keen on him this night too, Andrew, and you can see the work he's had to do early here. That's Equalita Blitz leading Stock Ledge, and he's drawn wider again out in barrier number 10. He's carrying less weight, Paul, but the work he did here, he wasn't beaten too far, but it's a similar sort of scenario for him this week.
Yeah, and he hasn't won in this grade before as well, has he? And from barrier 10, for him to win in the grade, I think you need everything to go his way, and I just can't see that happening from that wide draw. So, yeah, he's definitely one I would risk.
Stock Legend's probably a pretty solid yardstick, though, as far as form is concerned. He's had a good season, and Transcendent, look at him dashing up the inside as well. Look out for him next time we see him on the track. Okay, there's a couple of the galloping clues. We've got a first starter in the field as well, in the shape of Lincoln Bright. 3 trials for Richard Gibson. But as far as top 4 are concerned, Paul, which way are we going?
I'm going to go with triple. I just think he's going to get the best run in the race, just behind. Doesn't matter how it pans out. So he's on top. California Concord, another one that's going to be right on the pace. Now, Sparkling Dragon, he's got some good form previous here at Happy Valley as well. He's a very speedy horse. He's a 5-time winner over 2,400. I think he can have the last run at them. And then Beauty Rush, another one that's going to be on the pace. So I can see it a pace-dominated race, but triple getting the best run. 6, 4, 1 and 2.
Like Paul, very keen here on triple. Matthew Poon's got a great record on the horse. He takes a couple of pounds claim, and if he gets that early cover, he's going to be very hard to beat. California Concord from the inside draw will get the perfect trip. King's Capital, 1,200 may be a little short, but he will be running on. If his last couple over 1,600 is any indication. Disappointing last time, Sparkling Dragon. He's been back to the trials. 6, 4, 8 and 1.
Yeah, I'm like you, Mark. I think my head's saying that King's Capital needs further. I think California Concord and triple are the 2 to beat, but I'll give him another chance, King's Capital, here over the 1,200 metres. That's race number 6. Up next for us, race number 9, Class 3 again in the last over the 1,000 metres. Next race we're going to have a look at here on Racing to Win then is the final event on the programme. It's race number 9, really hot, Class 3 1,000-metre dash. The field headed by Harmony Rich. We'll have a look at this race in a moment as well, behind Keep You Warm. Try to make the running weekend out of it late. Won the start before. Larson coming out of that same race. Elon, a little bit disappointing on debut. There's money for him. Alexi Bedell rides for John Size. Brilliant Fortune run up in his 2 starts so far. Heart Conquered coming out of the Keep You Warm race. He ran in 8th place. Nordic Wellstar finished 6th. Super Axiom, he's beaten, odds on favourite, 2 starts back. Momentum Galaxy, runner-up in the Keep You Warm race. Fabulous 8, finished in 4th place. And Harrier Jet, runner-up to Showena. He comes up in class, the old boy. Right, we'll have a look at a couple of those key races in a moment. We'll start off, though, with the speed map once more, Mark. And good it's saying, and that's what was really the order of the day. The last time a few of these met behind Keep You Warm, it was a strong tempo. It
was. Elon, he was handy on debut. He's been forward in most of his trials. Paul, Brilliant Fortune outside of him. Now, Super Axiom in behind them. If he jumps like he did in the trial, which we're going to see soon, he's easily going to have the gate speed to lead here.
Yeah, definitely. And look, the horse is going really well at the moment, Super Axiom. So he had clear excuses his last 2 starts. So we'll see if he's back to that easy win he did on debut. And but as you say, he can either lead or get a nice trail there, mate.
Momentum Galaxy, Nordic Wellstar go back from their draws. And Harmony and Rich, they've ridden hard the last couple of starts too, Paul. And he was ridden hard early last time and didn't find the line. So this week, perhaps looking for cover.
Yeah, it could be the key. And he's just drawn a little bit awkward there in barrier 7 as well. So he'll need to be a little bit of luck to get into that position, because I think Larson will push up underneath him.
Harry Jet's drawn beautifully in 1, Andrew, too, so he's going to get a lovely run on the rail.
He certainly will. He should, in theory, anyway. All right, we'll have a look at a couple of the key races in a moment or so. Back to Ed, though, as he's picked out a key runner for us here in the last.
Thanks, Andrew. Well, for me, the horse that I'm going to be keeping an eye on in the last is Super Axiom. We know how talented he is. He was a dominant winner on debut. He's blessed with plenty of speed, but he can be his own worst enemy at times, as Chad Schofield explained to me at track work this morning.
He's a very funny horse mentally. He gets himself very worked up before the race, and he can really fire up in track work too. So, you know, in his 2nd start, he went to Happy Valley over 1,200, and he just pretty much fired up too much and bolted with me. And obviously didn't finish. And again, in his third start, I didn't ride him, but he melted a bit before the race. So he's a work in progress. He's a horse with a lot of ability, a lot of speed. So back to the 1,000 will suit, and we can just let him run from there.
This will, of course, be his first run for 2 months. So David Hayes has given him a bit of a break. He sent him to Chung Fa, and he's also made a couple of gear changes with the horse too. So let's see if that does the trick, because we know he's got the talent to win this race.
He most certainly does on that debut performance. They've taken the hood off, and they put a shadow roll on, so we'll see if that makes any difference, Paul. But here he is wearing that shadow roll, in actual fact.
Yes, I thought I'd show these two bits of work. Now, he had mucus last time. He was lame the start before, so two clear excuses. They gave him a week off up in Chung Fa. He's been sent up there, and this is what Chad was saying about him being a little bit keen in his track work. You can see he wants to run along. So coming back to 1,000 metres on a really good trial at Happy Valley, he's going to either lead, as Mark said, or just get a nice run in behind. But you can just see how he does like to over-race a little bit in his track work.
We're going to have a look at that trial in actual fact, Mark. And I think if he gets in behind them here, we'll see it from the start as well. Probably important to do that. I could see him over-racing again, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him roll on and try and kick up on the inside of these other horses.
I thought the same thing, and he jumps very quickly here. There he is out of barrier number 4, Paul. That's Family Folks and Stormtroopers down next to the inside, but that gate speed he has shown is going to give Chad all options if he can jump out of the gates like this again on Wednesday night. You
can see how easily the horse is going now, can't you? He's just going nice and comfortably. He's got round Happy Valley with no problems whatsoever. He was just so impressive on debut, and then just with that lameness issue and the mucus and the over-racing, as Chad said, he's a little bit mentally not there, but over 1,000 metres, it's going to go very quick. He won't have a chance to think.
All right, that's the theory. Let's have a look at some of the other runners then, because a lot of them coming out of this race behind Keep You Warm last time out. The pace was on right from the start here, Paul. Momentum Galaxy back here, eventually finishing in second place. The other horses to note, though, Larson runs third, Fabulous 8 in fourth, Nordic Wellstar back here. Not a bad effort from him in sixth. Heart Conquered as well in eighth. Harmony and Rich, who pushed forward, did too much in the end, weakens out of it, eventually finishing in ninth spot.
Yeah, I think he might have to. He'll do something similar and be a bit wide. So the two I'm taking out of this is Larson. You can see him 3 wide there, but he's off a really good rating now. His last win was off 76. He's now rated 75, and he did finish off the race nicely. And as we pause it here, you can see him coming down the outside in those cheek pieces. And as he finishes off the race nicely then, Momentum Galaxy, I think he'll get the race run to suit as well. He came out through the inside. So the two I'm taking out of this are Larson and Momentum Galaxy.
Always like Larson around Happy Valley. He's a 2-time winner track and distance. Zach's on board, and just the way he stack on was very encouraging for this race again in a similar field. What
about Elon, Mark? He trialled well into his debut. A bit of money for him as well, but a little bit disappointing maybe? I think so. He was beaten by a smart one in Carroll Street, but you can see here he was felt for a long way out. He trialled and showed plenty of early speed leading up to this, and thus went off at 6.1 at John Sire's first starter. Pacifiers have been added, Paul, but he hasn't brought that trial form to race day yet, and he folded up pretty quickly here in the last 100 metres or so. He did, didn't he? Yeah, I'd like to see him do it on race day. Obviously, track work's a lot different. OK, went over the 1,200 metres in the UK 3 times. This is brilliant fortune, Paul. I've got a bit of time for this horse. Last start effort behind Winner Method. The form looks strong, doesn't it? Yeah, very strong form, and it was a good run, really good run. And both his runs have been good and strong form races. He'll start favourite. Just the query being for me is he's only had one trial at Happy Valley and finished towards the back. He dropped out on that trial. First time under lights with a short price. That was the query, but look, it was a nice enough run here. And this is a very strong form race, as you said. Yeah, Winner Method and Valiant Dream reads ball. My only concern is he's never been around a 2-turn track. He's had one start at Hawkesbury in Australia, which was a 1-turn 1,000 metres, and down the straight at Shard 10. I think he can win, though. Worth pointing out as well, that trial at Happy Valley was back in September, so it's quite some time ago. But as far as stats are concerned, Paul, he might be one worth keeping an eye on. Yeah, he does come up on the stats there, does brilliant fortune. So you can see his stat there. So he's just had the two starts. But look, Casper Founds has got good records with these horses that have been placed before, and he comes into that category. OK. So as far as your top 4 are concerned for the last, Paul, what do you think? Well, I think Super Axiom can beat him, so he's on top to beat
to beat Brilliant Fortune in there for second. So that's my Quinella. In there for third, Larson. I think Larson can run a decent race as well. And then Momentum Galaxy, if they do overcook it, you could see him finishing off strongly in that key race. I can see him running fourth, but I do like the 8 to beat the 4.
It looks a pretty clear-cut top 3 in race number 9. Gone Brilliant Fortune, just thought he was out of stronger form races, and I know Super Axiom's had his excuses. He beat Amazing Rocky on debut, who's yet to go on and win since that race. So 4 Brilliant Fortune to beat number 8 Super Axiom. His trial was very strong. 2 Larson is as honest as they come, as is the 12 Harrier Jet. He's coming back into Class 3, but he's drawn barrier number 1. He's competed well in this grade, and he's going to get a perfect trip down on the fence. 4, 8, 2 and 12.
4 for me in the last as well. Brilliant Fortune like this horse. Super Axiom, don't know what to make of him just yet, but hopefully he does have a good comeback there. As far as the rest of the programme is concerned, Paul, the 9 winners, hopefully you can find all the from 4s, but who are the highlights, do you think?
Look, I think Triple will be a horse that we can see that will run really well. Also, Super Axiom, I like him. I like Fast Pace, Casper Found's horse as well. He comes in with a light weight, so I think he's a good chance as well. So those 3, I think, stand out. And one at odds I don't mind is a horse called Far.
And full previews of each and every race available on the Multimedia Showcase as normal. As far as best bets are concerned, though, Paul, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Super Axiom can win the last. He'll be second favourite, and we should be able to get a decent price about him. So he's the best. The long shot there in race 5, number 7, Far, coming to Happy Valley for the first time. And the play in that race, 1, 5 and 7, the QQP or the Swinger, wherever you are in the way.
Race 6, number 6, Triple. If he gets cover, look at our dude, what he did a couple of starts ago. Matthew Poon gets on well with him. We heard from Alexi Bedell earlier in the show around his chances with a race 7, number 7, Good Buddy, hoping for some luck from the draw, and the trio in the last looks as easy as 2, 4 and 8.
Best for me, it could be a good night for Chad Schofield and David Hayes. Sight Hero in race number 7, his first visit to the Valley. And a Polar Warrior, Harry Bentley won the first last week. I think he can do the same at an each way sort of price. California Concord, Triple and King's Capital. QQP for me in race number 6. That's Happy Valley. Then back to Shartin on the weekend. More good racing there, Mark.
Group 3 over 2,400. Derby runners-up, Russian Emperor and Panfield line up in the Queen Mother Memorial.
Good to see the stayers out on Sunday.
All right, that's the show. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see you at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. We will be racing to win.